Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, gather round because it is time to get down. It is Sunday. We had fight night last night, but tonight the fight continues. It is the Shawn Porter Podcast, and today, walking down the stage to start us off, we have Antt! Make some noise, HyperX Arena! I love that look on his face right now as he makes his way to the stage. And coming up right behind them, we have another great contestant for the podcast today. It is Mark Carson! And of course, his name is on the podcast. He is a two-time welterweight champion of the world. His name is Shawn Porter. Look at that hair. Give him some noise.
What's in your ish making you bleed?
What up, y'all? What's going on? Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. Got my guy Carson A. Mark in the building with us today. Antt with two T's.
Yeah.
Appreciate the gentleman up there for announcing us the way that you did.
Shout
all
out
the
Stan
love.
Van Gundy.
We got some Hall of Famers in here today. Of course, shout out to the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. We're going to have a good time. Definitely going to recap the crazy night that we had.
Man, that was crazy.
Was it crazy at your house?
Yeah, that was ass whooping.
I knew you had the situation. I didn't know if you
I was coming. I got to represent my guy.
But I'm saying, was it rolled out for the people? Everybody came through?
Yeah, we had a good time.
it
It was buffet style.
Should I have come over?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I
I don't know where your
should
seat
make that
was in the arena.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I was busy.
Okay.
I was at home. I didn't make it to this one.
Oh, fair enough. Well, yeah, then you
Anybody out
definitely
here, make some noise if you made it to this fight.
Oh, they got money. They got money.
Everybody, y'all got money, because I was like, I can't do it this time. If they're not handing me one, I can't do it. Listen, we're going to be right back after we take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame with us. And then after that, y'all, we're just going to keep rolling it out. We got my man Radio Raheem in the building with us today. As y'all can see, Sean Z is missing at the moment. He'll be here.
He's
don't
alive,
worry.
though. He's alive.
He's still
Alive
with
and
us.
well.
He's still with us.
Duck and Dana.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Body blows, what's in your ish making you bleed?
Who was there?
What's up? You guys finally made it.
Body blows, what's in your ish making you bleed?
Welcome back to the PorterWay Podcast. As you can see, we got our first guest here, Anthony with the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
with two
Thank you,
Ts.
thank you.
He Anthony with one T.
One T.
We were kind of tossing back and forth. Do we do this? Do we not do this? And then once we had a conversation with the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, we kind of was like, this is a done deal. We're going to make it happen. So thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for inducting me last year. I actually wore this today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My God.
Yes, sir.
I had people walking up to me this week. I don't care what they say. You a Hall of Famer in my book. I said, I'm actually in 2 Hall of Fames right now. So, how's the Hall of Fame going so far?
Oh, it's going great. Always looking for more support. This is the boxing mecca here in Vegas. We are Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. So we do appreciate all the support we do have, but always can use more.
When did the Hall of Fame? When was the first?
2013 was the first year.
It was 2013.
Yeah, so we are entering our 13th year. We do not have a home for the hall, a permanent home. We are searching and looking to get one going hopefully by next year. We did have a temporary location that went over pretty well. Let us test out to make sure that the market will support us. Mm-hmm. So now it's just trying to find a permanent home so that way we can just keep doing what we're doing, is honoring you guys who put your life on the line for our entertainment, basically. So,
speak to everyone real quick. There's never been a Hall of Fame in Las Vegas, let alone Nevada. But speak to everyone when the concept came up about having a Hall of Fame here in Nevada, the necessity of having a Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame.
With it being, again, boxing mecca, everyone would automatically assume that we do have a Hall of Fame. So the need is definitely there. So Rich Murata is the founder. He came up with the idea in 2013. My brother-in-law was Diego Corrales, so he was inducted the very first year. My sister was married to Diego, and she came in and started helping Rich out. My sister's my best friend, so she brought me in. Because we work hard, very hard. It's a very small organization, family. None of us get paid. We do it for the love of the game. Again, we give the utmost respect to you fighters, again, that risk your life for our entertainment. So what we want to do is just make sure we honor you guys as much as we can and just say thank you.
I remember Sean telling me some of the requirements. Can you say some of the requirements to get in the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it used to be you had to be retired for 5 years. You had to have 5 fights here. But then Muhammad Ali would have never got in. So we had to make adjustments because now the requirement is you could be retired for 2 years and you had to have at least 1 fight here in Nevada. We also induct non-fighters, so they had to also have some kind of affiliation with boxing, whether it be media, Cutman. We got Stitch in the house, who's an inductee. We got James Toney's in the house, who's an inductee. Of course, Shawn Porter. So those are the requirements. We also, what we do to make it somewhat fair or easier for some Nevada residents, we do have a Nevada resident category because we do have some guys that were born here, raised here, fought all their life here. E.J. Smith being one, Don Miner being another. And people like that sometimes can get overlooked, but we definitely want to show that we appreciate what they've done to the sport and being here in Vegas. And E.J.'s a huge supporter as well.
Yeah.
Do you see it as something where you have so many people, mega fight last, that people come into town, the weigh-ins early or the press conferences early as something where somebody comes into town for a fight and then they go to the event and then it's like, oh, let's go check out the Boxing Hall of Fame. Is that kind of the vision of
we want it to be an everyday location. If you've been to New York, they have an awesome location, but it's in Canastota, New York. This is Vegas.
Yeah.
One of the things that we want to do here and make it, and what we did in the past, is we make it interactive. We want a boxing ring in there. We want heavy bags. We want speed bags. We want the boxing fan to be able to come in there and get a little taste of what happens, what these guys do for real. And it just makes it fun. That way you're just not showing up looking at a robe or some gloves and some autographs. You actually go in there and take photos. You put on a robe, some gloves, and go in there and have fun.
Yeah. Let Sean punch you or something for an extra fee.
Real quick, before we let you go, just give us your thoughts on the fight last night.
Amazing. Canelo, he's an amazing fighter. You can't take anything away from him, but Bud just showed the world that he's a GOAT, man. He is amazing. That was a hell of a fight, if you ask me. And it was great for boxing. We needed that. It was an amazing main card. That was awesome. That was entertaining. That's what boxing's all about. And as some reporters have been saying all week long with all the controversy that's going on, boxing is boxing. And that was it last night.
So real quick, last thing, I told him I was gonna put you on the spot. I said Carson's pretty good with this kind of stuff. They have some memorabilia over there. They got some merchandise and all those other sorts of things. We could do one or two things. Either you guys can go out over there and grab it, or Carson, if you can come up with some sort of trivia through the course of this
through the course of the show,
through the course of the day,
fair
that we can shoot out there just to add some fanfare to this
ponder.
thing. There it is. Got one now?
No, not at all.
Well, Antt, we appreciate you for joining the PorterWay Podcast. Let everybody know how they can look forward, or when they can look forward to the next gala and follow the Nevada Box Hall of Fame.
We will have our annual gala. We didn't have it this year. It'll be next year. It would be 25 and 26. Expected to be around August. You can follow us on all the social media platforms and get all the information from us. And we just thank Shawn and everyone else that always give us support and come out and willing to shake hands and let crying babies on their shoulders. So look forward to it.
Last thing. We had a Hall of Famer just pass, and we definitely felt like this was a day for us to do a 10 count. We've never done a 10 count on the PorterWay Podcast, but this one definitely touched the masses, and it hit home for me as well. So I think this is something we're going to start to do, and we want to take some time out right now just to do a 10 count. Hopefully production is ready for this thing, and we'll start that right now. There it is. Rest. Nice.
Great job.
Nice.
Great job.
There it is. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your support always. Come up with some good questions.
All right, we bring it to the PorterWay Podcast now. Great friend of the PorterWay Podcast, great friend of mine, of course, and doing some amazing things right now, has always been doing amazing things. Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast Radio, Raheem.
Radio. They got you right here next to me, big dog. Sir?
My guy.
Now I know what those ring walks feel like. That's special.
Not quite the same. They wasn't loud enough. Not quite the same.
That's because they don't. I'm not the A side.
Well, you guys know Radio Raheem, all about the craziness, so we're going to get into it. Where do we go with this, man? I know we want to cover some of the card. I kind of want to let you take this, man. This is,
Where do we start with this, really, Sean? I want to start with what I felt like when this fight first got put in front of us.
I thought about you last night.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, Canelo, get out of here. Payday. I didn't think that this would be a fight we'd ever seriously be talking about. And I have to respect Crawford for calling out Canelo, but I thought maybe this is a money play. Maybe he's leveraging this Canelo looming potential fight to get something else that he wants. He couldn't possibly want to go up to 168 pounds and fight the undisputed king. And as inactive as he is, surely he's not busy enough to figure out how to fight at that weight and make up the difference. And at the time, Madrimov wasn't even on the table, right? So he was going to skip straight through.
Right.
I was like, this can't be the real plan.
Yeah.
But now that this has happened, I can reveal that years before, not months, years before, Crawford speaking about Canelo being on his hit list. This is something he had planned. And what Canelo didn't know is that while Canelo is fighting other fighters, while Crawford is fighting other fighters, while we're all just living our boxing lives, he's doing the math.
Yeah.
He got designs. He's like he was being stalked by an assassin.
Yeah, right?
That's what it looked like. I don't know how old everybody else is here. I'm quite young, as you can tell. But my parents used to play the James Bond, the 007
Okay.
on Nintendo,
Yeah.
where you would stalk your own friends.
Yeah. Gold-eyed.
This is what that fight looked
Golden
like
eye.
to me. Canelo couldn't get away from it.
Yeah.
Crawford was able to do everything that he wanted to do in there. And he had played that fight out in his mind so many times from so many angles. He shut all the doors, not only to the criticism, to the judges, to the fans, and to Canelo. No way anybody was going to escape him winning that fight.
I'm not the I told you so kind of guy. That's never been my thing. But if you watch the PorterWay Podcast, especially weeks leading up to this fight, and even I think the week before or 2 weeks before this fight, I said to myself, I said, you know, I've been so heavy on how Crawford's going to do this thing and pull it off and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to the podcast this week purposely to talk about how Canelo can make it happen, and if he does make it happen, because I wanted people to do what I always do, which is I've always tried to play this thing right down the middle, not show a favoritism or anything like that. But I even had somebody yesterday, I think it was at the expo, who you really got? You've been flipping sides. Da, da, da. I said, have you been watching the podcast? Where Canelo, I think it was the 6th round or the 5th round, might have been the 5th round, where he started doing his thing. And I said, but can he maintain that?
For 6 rounds.
Let my guys
Sorry,
talk.
I thought you were talking to me.
No, I'm just-
And to those in the pundit class who were saying, well, if it goes the distance, Crawford's going to win. He's going to outbox Canelo. It's all about power. It's all about power. It's all about power. And I think Canelo took that as an insult. I can box. I can cut the ring off. And especially what happened in Times Square, he wanted to prove that.
Right.
So he came in shape, lighter on his feet than we've seen him in years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
But what we also know is on cue, 7th round, Canelo shifts down.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's going to walk you down, beat you up, chop the tree, knock you over, and go home with the TKO or TKO victory.
Right.
After the 6th round, which I had 3-3.
Oh.
I had it 3-3 going into 7. Even.
The crowd,
What y'all had it?
the
Yeah,
crowd
y'all
is
had it.
aghast.
What y'all had it? I had 4-2.
There was somebody
I had
at
it
Ant's
even.
house that had a round to Crawford, and there wasn't even enough rounds in the fight yet. He was like, I got it 6-0. We're like, sir, it's the end of the 5th.
Right. No, but Canelo never run another round after the 6th. But he split the first 6 to me. And I saw him having a problem with everything he was trying to execute. Because it wasn't like he didn't hit Crawford. You guys weren't giving him the rounds because you were expecting him to do better. And Crawford was doing well. The rounds, he wasn't shutting Crawford out, but he was edging 3 of the 6, and Crawford edged 3 of the 6, maybe with a little bit more margin. But what was happening is Canelo's a counterpuncher.
Yeah.
And he was being out-counterpunched by Crawford.
Yep.
He was getting hit, not with shots he didn't see
I think
coming.
I talked about that on your show. Did I talk about them both being excellent counterpunchers?
Yes, but that's Canelo's thing.
Yeah.
And he was not getting hit with shots he didn't see coming. He was getting hit with shots he wasn't expecting to get hit with. How did that get here so fast? How did that angle hit the mark?
Can I?
Please.
Well, do you mind?
Let's go.
I said shout out to Club Shay. I'll talk to Shannon Sharp and shout out to Ocho Cinco. I told them one thing we should not talk about is who has better IQ. Respect to Canelo and Eddie Reynoso, there's no IQ over there. When have you seen Canelo Alvarez come to the ring and delete some of what he does and implement some things that you don't see him do to get the job done? When have you seen him adjust and become more or less to get the job done? You don't see adjustments coming from the Canelo corner because they don't make adjustments. They train him and get him ready for him, and he's this machine that you can't beat. But when you start beating this machine, there's no adjustment. There's no second plan. There's no let me start to move left, move right. You got 2 beautiful counterpunchers in the ring. That was, to me, was the best part of this fight, or could have been the best part of this fight, is that you got 2 great counterpunchers that just find that space, that moment, that opportunity. And because you got one guy that's a little bit faster and a little bit smarter, or a lot of bit smarter, he's going to get there every single time. And for the majority of the fight, that's how it was. I had it 4-2, by the way, after 6.
The best part of the fight to me, and maybe this is because I'm a talker and not a fighter, was the mental contest. I've never seen anybody break Canelo down. In the 11th round, Crawford broke Canelo.
That's true. That's true.
Canelo didn't quit, but he gave up.
Body language.
He decided that I'm going to survive this, and I am not any longer believing that I can win this. Even when he made his last-ditch effort, I believe, at the beginning of the 11th, and then it's not like he was hurt, it's that his spirit was broken. You saw him drop his hands and shake his head. Like, I was worried we were about to get a no mas moment.
No.
Listen, if this was a 15-round fight like Sugar Ray and Duran.
Yeah.
If this was a 15-round fight like Sugar Ray and Duran, Canelo couldn't put up with that for another 3 rounds after 12. The disrespect, the amount of frustration he was feeling, and I was watching it grow. I don't like showboating, like, at all. But I don't mean to stop you from speaking, but Crawford was mentally breaking Canelo down by his little bit of teasing, his licking his tongue out and shaking it off and doing whatever he wanted to do. Usually Canelo punishes you for that. He makes you pay for that. And the fact that he couldn't get to him made him like a frustrated child. He just couldn't handle it.
I got 2 things. Number 1, you guys good? Can I go?
Good, cook.
I got 2 things. Number 1, this was something that Crawford and I hadn't talked about, but I knew it had to be done. And when I saw it happening, I'm like, that's my guy. I knew he had to talk to Canelo. It wasn't about talking to Canelo and showboating. It was, and if you guys pay attention, when he got caught with something that was good, he was honest. He was like, I need to talk to you. I need to be in your head this entire fight. With this one, it's more than just the eyes. It's more than just the body language. I need to literally talk you and narrate you through this fight. That's what he did. That was not about showboating. That was about keeping Canelo as honest as possible in this fight to what was happening and what was going to happen. Masterful. The thing that he didn't do that we talked about, and I was like, man, I really want to tell you how this one, but I can't. I actually thought that Bud was going to stop Canelo in this fight. We talked about this, and this is something that has been notorious since we were amateurs, and I mean young amateurs, 13, 14, young amateurs. When you fight a Mexican fighter, you can't knock him out to the head. If you want to stop a Mexican fighter, you got to go to the body. Now, the secret's out now, so I'll go ahead and say it.
That was the game plan he told us.
The secret's out, so now I can go ahead and say it. Triple G fought Canelo 3 times, and everybody says that Canelo has this masterful chin, which he does. But the one thing Triple G never did in that fight was go to the body to break Canelo down. You break him down to the body, and now all of a sudden that chin is a little more susceptible than it is if you allow a guy to be strong up top and sturdy, which Canelo truly is. And so I talked with Bud. I said, we're going to do something about the body, right? He said, oh, absolutely. And I'm watching the fight, and I'm like, where the stabs at? Where the body work at? Where is that at? I think if he had gone to the body, I think that 11th round, that 12th round would have looked a little different.
I don't want to, take over the whole show.
Listen. Keep cooking.
Listen.
I don't even do the show.
Why did you show up, man?
In the corner, and of course I'm in the arena. What's that?
Where's the tail?
He is on his way. Listen, this guy, let me tell you what, Shawn Zittel is a superstar. No. It's his week. That's why he is making a fashionably and appropriate entrance to be the anchor to this show, because Shawn is the biggest superstar
with a black tee
press
on.
week.
With a black tee on.
Whatever he wants to wear. He ought to be wearing a crown, because really he was king of media this week. He did something for you and for all of us in the profession. True. So, we should open the show and let the headliner pull up later. That's what Shawn is doing.
He might drop in like Sting from the rafters.
What's happening in the corner of of Crawford, is that they had so many tools that would work that Crawford wanted to try other SHIT. He was like, well, let me switch now. Let me go back, to orthodox. No, this is working.
Yeah.
Let me go to the body. Let me do the other things. this is working.
That was the conversation in the corner. You think that just was, it was understood, it's working.
No,
we're not going to.
I was told, because I have people who watch the fight so I can hear things that I can't hear in the arena. And yes, they were telling me that Crawford was asking his corner, well, now we're about to switch to this shit, right? This is the next. They're like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah. The most frustrating thing, I think, for Crawford was he couldn't get off everything he wanted to do because what he was doing was working so well. That's domination.
You know what I like? When they were locked up in clinches, Crawford proved he's a stronger fighter. I never seen somebody turn Canelo and put him on the ropes. It was just dominant.
That's like when he picked up little guy over
Yeah,
there.
he almost threw Shawn in the audience.
Yeah.
And they fight.
Oh, man.
The one thing I'll mention about it kind of goes to what Raheem was saying. With Bud, when people were talking about, the week up to the fight, I said above his obvious talent, his physical gifts, his boxing IQ, he is a crazy enough dude that he's just not going to win. Yeah. There was just no way that he was going up, he's taking this challenge. And they're like, oh, he's going up so much. He didn't look great at 154. I was like, he's a crazy enough dude. He's just not going to lose. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's going to figure something out.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy like a fox. He had this plan for, I say, at least 2.5 years. You see A Beautiful Mind where homeboy had everything written out on the that kind of crazy.
Yes.
He's a scientist.
He is that kind of
and he
crazy.
broke Canelo down.
Yeah.
Hey, Radio, in the 11th and 12th round, I wanted Canelo to go out like Morales, Chavez, the great Mexicans that would just go for it. I felt like he downshifted and cruised.
Well, he downshifted in 7 because his legs weren't going to allow him to do that for any longer. He didn't it's not like he gassed. It's like his legs were done with that part of the job. They got tight, and it's where he's comfortable shifting gears. I was impressed with the first 6. I know people don't have it. Some people don't have it the way I do, but ultimately it ended up being 9-3. It was still a dominating performance. But what Crawford did to him in the first 6 rounds wasn't a shutout on the cards. It was a breakdown of the mind that Canelo expected to be in a different place in the fight going into 7 than where he was. And what he said at the post-fight was, my body just wouldn't do anything more. It wasn't like he didn't have the heart of Morales or he wasn't going to be a Mexican traditional fighter, but he can't do that anymore. And to Sean's point, he's never had to make these adjustments, make these changes, have a different plan going into the 11th round than he started with in the gym. He's been doing Canelo, and that's been enough. He's just been sharpening his tools, not adding them to his repertoire.
Carson, you got to, go ahead.
I was just thinking, it's a very deep cut reference, but I'm thinking of Traffic School Days on the Jamie Foxx show. After he does the push-ups, I can't go nowhere else. I can't go nowhere. That was Canelo. He just didn't have enough juice. He just couldn't do it.
Carson, you got a trivia for the crowd?
No, I don't.
No, nothing?
Nothing yet.
Sorry, y'all. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. We're going to have one of our Hall of Famers on. This is the PorterWay.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles, brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
Perfect. Here we go. Welcome back to the PorterWay Podcast. Are you going to announce them? Would you like me to?
I'll bring him down, brother.
Go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome one of the Hall of Fame boxers of all time. time. His name is James Hands of Stone Tony. Yeah, I might have given him his own nickname.
Come on, lights out. Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. I think this is the second time. First time? We didn't catch you out at an event. All right, I'm gonna let you have that one. Lights out, everybody, lights out. Come sit down right here. Lights out. Listen.
What's happening?
True story, y'all. I don't know the year, but this was just a couple of years ago. I ended up at the Hall of Fame, the Boxing Hall of Fame out there in Canastota. I met you before, seen you before, all that kind of stuff. But the way I am now is I like to just kind of like sit next to the Hall of Famers and just whatever you got. If it's the energy, if it's the knowledge, the wisdom, whatever it is, right? But I show up at the Hall of Fame. And I feel like I have been knowing you longer than Terence Crawford, at least for the sake of this story. In my mind, I know this man longer than Terence Crawford. I showed up, and we cool and we good, everything like that. But when Terence Crawford showed up.
Oh, man, here you go with this shit again.
This man.
Here we go with this shit. Come on, man, stop.
Lost your mind,
stop.
Right? And I was like.
You know what? Sean, hold on. My wife was just talking about that this morning.
Yeah.
She said,
she's talking about this.
Oh, man. Right, baby?
Yeah.
Yes, you
listen, lost his mind, and I'm like, dang, I'm here too. You know what I mean? But here's the but. You already know me and Terence is cool, and this is way before we fought and all that. I wasn't even looking at him like we were gonna fight at that point in time. But I started to look at it, and I'm like, here's a Hall of Famer looking at another Hall of Famer, and really recognizing in this man, Terence Crawford, what a lot of people don't recognize. And what I started to look at, and this is what I want you to comment on, I said, I get it. I said, James see himself in Terence. And, you know, that kind of leads me to my first question for you. You've gravitated to Terence Crawford in this amazing way that I've been able to see multiple times with my own eyes. Why?
Well, I see a little bit of Terence Crawford in me as we came up in weight. You know what I'm saying? We both started at small weights. And then we did something that everybody said we couldn't do. Mm-hmm. But the difference between me and him, I did it in a major way. I'm talking what I mean by that. I fought at heavyweight.
Yeah.
He did it as a super middleweight.
Right.
Coming up from junior welterweight.
Right.
And as the mighty I am, I'm happy he did what he did.
Yeah.
And then Shawn Porter, this is my guy from day one, all right? We've known each other since 2017, when I first met him in South Carolina. Great dude. Nothing but respect for you and your family.
Thank you.
You are the man, boy.
Thank you,
especially on the podcast.
Thank you.
Second, Sean, Preacher Man Porter.
So I got somebody sitting next to you that has.
Oh my goodness, this is my guy right here. Everything.
You got a mic right there, don't you?
Of course.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
I have to put it down and stop myself from talking constantly. When I came here, I didn't know that you were going to be here, James.
Sure you didn't.
And I didn't expect to see you. So when I know I'm going to see you, I get prepared for it because I don't know what kind of attitude you're going to have.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's like running into Mike Tyson. It could be anything on any day.
I'm a saint.
Yeah. Today. Tomorrow. This is what I'm saying. I am emotional when I see you because what I'm doing now started with you. I was a teenager in Wild Card Boxing Gym. I had my little camera, and this at this time we had little mini DV tapes. Some of you might not even know what that is.
Cassette tapes, like.
And the way I paid my gym dues was I would film sparring sessions for Freddie Roach for his fighters, and he would ask me to focus on certain things so that he could then take those videos and study them and tell the fighter how to make corrections. But at the time, watching tape for fighters wasn't a thing. They didn't even consider doing that. All they had was the fight and what they could remember. This is the fighter that would come to the gym 3 days at least a week, no air conditioning, in LA, 110 degrees in the gym, and fight 20 rounds with anybody who would climb through the ropes. Fresh bodies coming in every 2 or 3 rounds.
Fresh meat.
Manny Pacquiao came to Wild Card after James Toney laid that foundation. A lot of people think of that as Pacquiao's gym. That is James Toney's foundation.
It still is. It still is.
He's also the foundation to my career because it gave me the ability to learn how to deal with the fighter mentality. I was dealing with every day in that gym one of the craziest fighters to ever lace him up. And the difference in how his attitude might be one day to the next and how to deal with James, and he was still fighting, so I was still covering his stuff. That's why I can talk to Deontay Wilder nose to nose and not flinch, because I did my work in the gym with James Toney.
There it is. There it is.
Well, that was Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
That's child's play.
You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about?
James, before we let you go, Mr. Lights Out, tell us what you thought about the fight last night.
The fight was fantastic.
Yeah.
But the only thing, I was wrong. I thought Terence was going to knock him out within around 9 or 10. But he can't change it on me. Box a little more.
Yeah.
But he did his thing. And but the only thing about Canelo didn't know how to fight a southpaw. Did not know how to fight at all. And so my man Crawford took advantage of it, took him apart.
What do you think Canelo should have done that he didn't do?
Stay home. No, actually, see, he had to learn how to fight a southpaw, apply pressure, go the opposite way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
He was just following.
Yeah.
And follow right to his traps. Every time.
Y'all got anything for Lights Out?
What you did to Canelo?
Hey, bro, I love you, bro. I love you, man. Hey, I'm telling you right now, if I was to fight Canelo, I'm going to say it's a 3 or 4 round fight. Okay. I'm different. I'm built different. Ain't nobody in boxing built like me. Everybody else was taught to fight. That's the difference between me and everybody else. I was born to fight. He been in me, he seen me fight, like he said, 12 rounds a day, 5 of the spine monitors. Let's go, 5-minute rounds.
Legendary.
Do you think there's anybody that can give Terence Crawford trouble below 168 pounds? I don't think he's going to pursue defending that undisputed title. So where does he go? Where does he find challenge?
I think a challenge, it wouldn't be much of a challenge, but Tank.
Tank?
Tank?
You know what I'm saying?
A tank? You want him to fight like a military tank?
Yeah.
With
a bomb?
Oh, you saying he gonna go back down in weight?
Well, I think he'll go back down.
I don't think he should. I don't think he should.
Stay at 68.
Yeah. Stay 68. Your body is weak. Your body is real weak, dog. Trip from a guy who did too many times.
I think he fits in the 160, and I think that obviously that's the weight class that he skipped. You know,
I
think he fits very well at 160. Obviously, we can see he fits well at 168.
Why should he
So
go
somebody give him smoke there?
Who?
I'm not saying that.
Who is that?
Saying that,
Hold on, who is the middleweight champ now?
Yeah.
What's that?
Who is the middleweight champ? Who is?
It's still.
Who? Chuck? Who?
All right, we got you. So slow down. Hey, before we let you go, hey, Lights Out. Before we let you go, do me a thing real quick, if you can. Compare Floyd Mayweather, y'all from the same city, to Terence Crawford.
Oh, you want to put me in the spot, huh?
Oh, go for it.
But you know what? I'm gonna say it like this: Terence Crawford he's more risk taker than Floyd is. Floyd wants to then do that fake shoulder roll he be doing. And
He said the fake shoulder roll.
you
He
know,
said fake shoulder roll. It's a real shoulder roll, the
you
thing.
mean? Only one person can shoulder roll right, and that's me.
Yeah,
I'm the only one. I'm not the creation. I just made it better than the older guys made it. You know what I'm saying? So with this bullshit, what the hell is that? What the? No mind.
Hey, lights out, everybody. Lights out. Thanks for coming on.
Everyone, thank you guys.
Remain standing. Remain standing.
Respect, respect.
We are not going to go to a break. Okay, yeah,
Ladies
listen.
and gentlemen, put your hands together. Keep it going for James Lights Out Tony.
All right. As James Lights Out Tony makes his way out, we got
Man.
We got a great guy coming to the PorterWay
Man.
Podcast who's been familiar to the podcast. I'm gonna tell this story real quick and then we're gonna bring him on. This is how I'm gonna introduce you, Zittel. So Zittel and I, we became very good friends while I was training to 2015, 2016 right here in Las Vegas. And fast forward, the pandemic happens and he and I are having a conversation and I told him I was gonna start a podcast and he says, oh, that's a genius idea. Active fighter doing a podcast. Let's go. Tell me I want to come hang out when you guys do the podcast. And you guys remember how it was when he first showed up, right? So this is my thing, and this is, I don't know if I ever told him this, but I was telling this story just yesterday, and Zittel knows how I feel about him. I love him like he's my brother, and he knows that our exits on the phone are always love you too, that whole thing, right? So it came to the podcast, and I'm flying in somebody every single week from Ohio to help me produce this podcast. Of course, I got Ryan Hafey up there. Shout out to Ryan Hafey with the PorterWay Podcast.
Lights off.
When we first started this show, I really didn't know how to do this thing, right? So we would shoot the show. After that, they would upload it and we would send it to LA. It went to LA and it would get edited, then it would be shot back to us, and we was trying to get it out every single Tuesday. And that's how we were making this thing happen for y'all. We were just hustling. I was hustling. List goes on. We're like a month into this show or something like that. And the editor out there in LA, shout out to Albert. You remember Albert? Yeah, shout out to Albert. He hits me and he says, I need timestamps. If you can get me timestamps during the show, that'll make the edit easier. I don't know what the timestamp is. So we finished the show, and I'm sitting here looking at my phone, and I'm like, hey y'all, he needs something called timestamps, y'all. And I remember Hafey was like, okay, yeah, we'll start getting the timestamps. And then Zittel was like, you need timestamps? I got timestamps. I said, you know what that is? He said, yeah, I got them right here. I take notes for myself so that I can talk about it when I do my thing. I said, wow. Anytime you do something just because it needs to be done, you're good in my book. I think you should be good in anyone's book. If you take the responsibility to do something simply just because it needs to be done, not because of a position it's going to give you, not because of how much money you're going to make, not because of anything. And that man right here has always done that. And when you see the responsibility that he put on his shoulders this week, it's always been there. So welcome to the PorterWay Podcast forever, Shawn B-Side Zittel. Shout a box on him. Shout a box on him. Show him what you got. Show him what you got.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Keep it moving. It is Shawn coming down those stairs.
So I'm gonna let you kick this thing off right here. I'm gonna let you kick this thing off. Actually, you know what?
He's so
Go down there. Go down there. No. Because just in case. I don't want to get hit with nothing if somebody, you know.
Why do I have to miss the James Toney segment?
There's zero energy down there, right? So I need him down there. There's zero energy down there. But listen, I want you to kind of articulate what kind of transpired this weekend. As long as you're not tired of talking about it, or whatever the case may be. But you know, people were kind of, have you talked to Zittel? And I didn't know anything about it. You know how I am with everything. And you know, so just kind of take everybody through it.
Well, first, Shade, you guys have been having an amazing show without me. I don't know. It's been a great show. I was listening on the way here. I had to finish up editing me and Raheem's thing that we do. And I'm the one guy who picked Canelo, foolishly. Everybody else here wisely picked Terence Crawford. So, yeah, everybody. Raheem picked Crawford too, Sean. I thought I was going to pick Crawford. You all did. Literally everyone up here except for me. But first, you know, shout out to James Toney, one of the greatest fighters I ever seen, one of the greatest talents. When I gotta talk for James for a second. When you talk about fighters being comfortable in the ring, seldom have I seen a fighter that looked like a duck in water. A fighter in the ring feeling like a duck in water like James Toney. I mean, he was so calm with the smoke. He's all about it. But and then also I want to send a rest in peace to Ricky Hatton. I haven't been able to read about that. Ricky filled arenas here fighting Pacquiao and Mayweather and a lot of fighters, and his fans were amazing. You know, there's only one Ricky Hatton. Yeah. Maybe I should get it started. But
they was here. They was here.
There were a couple fans that did it earlier.
Yeah. Well, shout out to them. So rest in peace to Ricky Hatton. One of you can't tell the story of the 140-pound division of boxing without talking about Ricky. He retired one of the great fighters in that weight class in Costa Zoo. He was a bad boy, and you know, rest in peace to Ricky. But on to what Sean originally asked me about, this moment with Dana White. You know, I really appreciated the reception from the boxing world, but I was a little embarrassed because it's like I didn't actually accomplish anything yet. Like we don't, for all I know, they could still implement these bad business practices that have had them sued in MMA, and so I haven't really done anything, you know, and I listen to my critics more than I listen to the praise because I want to be sharp. And I hear them when they go, well, where was all this with the previous administration, let's call it, you know, Heyman and Arum and Hearn and all that. So, you know, I hear them, but the thing is, those guys have been criticized. Al Heyman was put in court by Golden Boy and Top Rank. And this time around, when forces enter the sport trying to do what he did, they all jumped ship. They all sold out to him, and now it's costing them their long-term goals because they sold out for short-term gain. So nobody's speaking up against these people, and that's why I did it. You know, I guess that's supposed to be my job. But at the same time, after I got that chip on my shoulder, because I've been talking about it on this show for months, I was saying part of why I couldn't join all of you and be so excited. It took me until Friday night to really be excited for Canelo Crawford because I felt the fight, as great as it is a foreground. The real story is Saudi government partnering with Dana White, Ari Emanuel, TKO, to eventually try to assume control of the sport and change U.S. law, you know, named after Muhammad Ali. I'm sorry, that's what I thought the story was. And between me and another journalist out here, Vegas PBS, Amber Dixon, our interviews with Dana about that subject actually outperformed the fight itself. And that shows you it was the story. And once we got it out the way, it was like, all right, let's get to this fight. I remember once Terence and Canelo got off the scales, I said, we don't have a cash grab. We got to fight. These guys, they're in great shape. It matters to them. And Crawford performed masterfully last night. He put on a performance that young fighters will be studying for many years to come. But back to TKO and everything, I made the metaphor, it'd be like if you're getting ready to marry my daughter. And it's like, look, young man, let me speak to you for a moment. I've heard stories that you have these other girlfriends, and this is what I've heard you've done with them. Are you going to try to do that to my child? Or if I'm the media supposed to guard the door, well, hold on, before you walk in and say, let me pat you down. You got this on you, or you got, you know. And what I realized was it's not my job to try to stop them or anything because the energy they brought at the weigh-in, now I got to admit, fight night, was a little underwhelming energy, atmosphere-wise. Crawford, there was a lot of fans that showed up for Canelo, and he sucked some of the wind out of the room. They didn't show up to see that. But even before the fight started, there was a little dead in there compared to what I thought I was going to get based on the amazing energy on Friday. But the point is, you know, the TKO with all their resources and everything, getting this fight on Netflix, this was a mainstream fight. It got into the sports world, and boxing needs that. So can't we merge some? If boxing the last 10, 20 years represented one evil, I think their model represents the opposite one. Can we find something in the middle? And there's still something so valuable about boxing that all of you support when it doesn't have a media machine behind it. It's not pushed everywhere. You don't see it everywhere. And yet somehow, like I asked Dana, over the last 10 years, the top 5 and really top 7 out of 8 gates in combat sports history are in boxing. And they come in the last 10 years. I'm not going to the glory days of Sugar Ray Leonard and Mike Tyson. And I'm talking about the last 10 years. So even though their structure is great, somehow, some way, boxing with no promotion, a zombie shooting itself in the foot, can't get out of its own way, finds a way to outperform at the highest level MMA with all its push. And that shows you the intrinsic value that this sport has. So
without a knockout last night, I think,
Yeah, that deserves some applause. Yeah.
So I just want them, if they're going to enter this, there's got to be a middle ground. Boxing could use the infrastructure and the media machine and the consistency that TKO has with UFC. But boxing's not a 3-letter conglomerate. Respect to the great Max Kellerman, but I push back on that a little bit. It's not the NBA, NFL, UFC, MLB. These are 3-letter, very tightly constricted corporate. Boxing's the Wild West. That's part of its allure. And it brings in people from all walks of life. It's so real, so many different cultures at once. And we got to keep it that way, but we could use these people's resources.
And the question I was going to ask, definitely to you, Zittel, is do you feel as if, of course, jump in, you guys, beyond not getting a knockout last night, do you think that last night's fight, to me and my perspective, was a very real boxing match with true setting up and true counterpunching and true generalship of the ring on both? It was pure, right? Do you think that this was extremely necessary to the sport where we got a Tank Davis and a Jake Paul coming soon, and we got a Mike Tyson and a Floyd Mayweather coming soon? I think that this was a very, very key fight for the future of boxing. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it was a good fight. You know, maybe your casual fan wants an all-out war, Hagler Hearns, Leonard Hearns, but I think there was enough action, and I think Crawford displayed his skill enough, even to someone with not the most trained eye, that they know they saw a very high-level athlete perform something at a very high level last night. I think he gained the sports world's attention last night and respect. He already did after Spence, but it went to another level in this fight.
And I think even the fight itself, like just from a median level, but then the moments where they were having these exchanges, like kind of late in the fight, then people were like, all right, it was good. Then like, okay. I saw somebody like, they're squabbing. Like, this is a fight here. So I think it did.
And Crawford closed the show.
Yeah.
In 10, 11, 12, he stood in there and landed some hard shots and rocked Canelo at the bell. He didn't. Well, James was talking about the great Floyd Mayweather. Floyd would go up on you 8-0 and then coast, and you might as well turn the fight off at midway through the 9th. Like, he's not going to. But Crawford didn't do that. But he wasn't up 8-0, to be fair to Floyd. But Floyd was when he fought Canelo, so he could do that. But Bud instead steps on the gas. Bud is a finisher. He closes really strong. He closes really strong in every exchange. That's one of his gifts. He's the best counterpuncher of his era, one of the greatest counterpunchers that lived. But the great fighters, James would tell us about this. James and Mike McCallum put on fights that exemplify what I'm talking about: initiating and punctuating, being first, being last. That's one of the things that makes Crawford who he is. So, no, I think it was a good enough fight that it certainly didn't hurt boxing.
Yeah, I think Sport of Boxing delivered last night. I mean, Earl Crawford didn't deliver.
Yeah, it did.
Manny.
It did.
It did?
It definitely delivered. I argue that with you all the time.
I'm talking about both
I
fighters
don't give a
in the
damn
ring.
what you. That fight delivered.
Mayweather, Pacquiao, that didn't deliver.
To me,
Does the card factor in last night at all? Overall?
If you're on the East Coast, I'm pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Might start at 1 in the morning.
Well, didn't Dana talk about how terrible the pacing is in boxing cards? That's what I mean. A little bit of hubris, like oh, boxing, they're so dumb. The PBC starting pay-per-views at 5 now. They've traditionally always been at 6, and it's like we're gonna make it move faster and get the main event in the ring sooner while starting the show later. Why? Because we're us.
The reaction to
No
this
sense.
fight really isn't explained by the action that you saw in the ring. There were no knockdowns, certainly not a knockout. There wasn't a ton of in-the-pocket exchanges where both guys are eating leather and giving the best that they got.
A lot of mid-range.
What you saw last night was something that was relatable to humans. And that's why after the fight, I'm noticing that the crossover is excited about a fight that didn't have those elements that most low-hanging fruit can do to get people excited. What you saw was a superstar being born. You saw a guy doing something that was deemed impossible. People can relate to that. You saw someone in the moment creating a challenge for themselves and overcoming it in front of the world. That's the narrative that people are attracted to, and that's what's resonating about this fight. That's why Terence Crawford moving forward, you saw a changing of the guard. You've seen the old line, and I don't mean in years or age, but in stature. Canelo's the guy that most people who don't know boxing knew coming into this fight. They're expecting him to win even if they don't know why. And they saw him try his best against a guy who was doing everything right. And that guy who was doing everything right in that scenario was the young lion overtaking the giant. Everybody can relate to that. That's what that fight means, and that's how it'll resonate in history. Netflix won last night because they put on a show on a platform that's not sports, and they put on a show like you might see on Netflix. That shit was a movie.
I got the final word. Go ahead, yeah. I got the final word on Crawford. I'm gonna make y'all wait for that one, and we're gonna let that simmer. But y'all saw greatness last night, but I guarantee all y'all missed it. So I'm gonna tell y'all at the end of this what I want to do real quick. I want to give some love to the rest of that card real quick. I want to take a break, and I want to come back with another Hall of Fame guest that we got upstairs. Real quick, give me Boachuk and Adams. Give me your thoughts on Boachuk and Adams.
Man, some guys got your number, and Brandon Adams
Should have been on the main card.
Adams and yeah, absolutely, yeah, they should have.
Yes, good Lord.
Shout out to Watts, shout out to Brandon Adams, who I saw spar Shawn all the time when Shawn would get ready for Keith Thurman. And so Shawn and Brandon go back a long time.
I don't know if he got on the road last night or what, but I was like, come up, and he basically said he couldn't make it. So I don't know if they got out of here like right after the fight or what, but great guy. And I think that moment couldn't have come to anyone greater. And my thing with Brandon, I think unlike a Terence Crawford who's probably going to fight, I don't know how much longer Terence is going to fight, but some guys, your end is at 35, 36, 37, Adams is the kind of guy that I hope his end isn't right in front of him, because I think now getting the kind of love that he deserved years ago when he knocked out Boachuk with an amazing hook down in Puerto Rico.
R.I.P. Ring City.
To come back and conquer him again, like you said, he definitely has his number, and I hope he's got a little bit left in the tank, because I think there's some greatness ahead of him that I hope he gets to.
Well, yeah, Boachuk had improved. And had been fighting some of the best fighters in the world in his weight class. He fought Virgil, dropped him twice, beat Brian Mendoza, who knocked out Sebastian Fundora. So on paper, it was like, okay, this guy's gotten better, and he's going to get his lick back against Brandon Adams. But Brandon Adams just proved an old boxing rule. Some fighters have your number. Yeah. Boachuk is the taller guy who likes to crowd and pressure who he's fighting. Brandon's the more compact fighter and the more compact puncher. He just has his number. Yeah. And it's not that Boachuk hasn't gotten better. It's some fighters have your number.
Radio, give me your thoughts on Mbili and...
Skip the opener.
Let me just stop you right there.
Maybe rightfully so, but
I wasn't able to watch the entire fight because
said,
I
"I'll
worked
stop
the
you
red
right
carpet. And part of my job on fight night, and when they're of this magnitude, there's a red carpet, there's Netflix.
gotta
I
stay
have
there.
relationships with Netflix. I, had to do some of the celebrity things.
Tell him I said hello.
yeah, get my subscription down.
They ask about you. You should come
beautiful.
because you're a celebrity in your own right. But, anyway, these were television, music people, all this stuff that I had to deal with. So I was actually walking into the arena, like in the tail end of those rounds, and I was not aware of how close the fight was or how good it was, but you know me, I know boxing. As soon as I looked up at the screens, I wasn't even close enough to the ring to see it with the naked eye, and I was like, oh, this is a war.
It's going.
This is a war. And I didn't feel the energy in the building that a war requires. That's the one thing that wasn't there on the night. It's a beautiful stadium. Raider Nation has a facility that is top shelf. I don't know if it is the best facility for boxing or if the fans of a Netflix promoted fight are necessarily the best people with whom to fill the arena.
Right.
Give those tickets away to real boxing fans. You don't need the gate money, Netflix. If you're going to make the kind of money Netflix is going to make by the 50, 60 million people that are going to watch this who would never otherwise watch boxing, half of them, you're getting your change. If you're going to be bankrolled by His Excellency, if you got TKO dishing out money from their pockets, you got enough money. Give those tickets away to the people who really want to see these fights. And then the atmosphere will be what the fighters deserve. It's not going to be a bunch of golf clapping and selfie taking. That's what was missing in the fight last night.
I think at least charge $20. He's got $20.
So, you know what? Charge
$20. Realistic here.
Charge $20 for ringside, and put those people up in the bleachers that you can hear ringside because they didn't pay a dime. What I'm saying is, listen, and I don't want to go on a tangent here, but I was in a driver last night that works Vegas, that does celebrity driving and has been in this town for 20 years. He said this summer was the worst summer in his whole 20-year career with the exception of COVID. And the building of this stadium cost this city a ton of money. It costs the people who live here a lot of money. And they can't afford to go to the games because the games are outpriced. And you know who they sell tickets to? The people who actually own the season tickets. They're scalpers. They're people that third market. They buy them up and sell them to tourists who want to see their team play the Raiders. Yeah. So the Raider fans are not filling the arena or filling the stadium. This is that kind of town. Mm-hmm. So if that's how you're going to sell out the Raiders, my God, man, when you have something like boxing in here, bust people in if you have to.
My God.
Give the people who live here, this is a boxing city. This is hallowed ground. Give them something. Let them come to the fight for free.
That being said, the fight ended in a draw. There was really no way that fight couldn't have been a draw.
The easiest way to describe that one is, respectfully, that was the only fight, other than obviously the main event, where the people at Antt's fight party watched the fight and focused on it.
Yeah.
The first fight and the co-main, it was just like, hey, man, how's your family been? Boy, those ribs are good. And then it was like that one, everyone's locked in. Shout out to my guy, J-Ro. Lester was somebody I've heard about for years as like this mythical figure a little bit. I thought he
like
got
kind
it,
of a mythical figure because he's from Guatemala and then he makes his way to Omaha. Yeah. You know, he didn't make his way to Miami or LA. You know what I mean? He made his way to Omaha. Yeah. So like, yeah, you're right. He's been like a bit of a mythical figure, if you will.
Great fight though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, draw was perfect. Mabili got off to a hot start. Martinez closed strong. I think judging by the fight, Martinez has the edge in a rematch. He's the guy. You know, Mabili is so fun to watch. Like, he's a warrior. But he's go. And Martinez, I think, if he could create a little more separation with the jab and spots, he was lifting his head up a lot with uppercuts. I think he could win a rematch.
I got somebody coming to the PorterWay Podcast. Here, I'm sorry. I got to do this. You right there. He's going to sit right there. If you could we bring Marco Antonio Barrera?
Here come Dana White.
Antonio Barrera to the PorterWay Podcast, please. I'm sorry, and I take your time, get him.
Before we go to that,
go ahead.
I want you guys to check out Sean's cufflinks. I never seen that before, bro. Boxing gloves.
That's from the WBC?
No, absolutely not. This
Tell
is
him who that is, Sean.
From what's
Tell
that?
him a suit. Tell him a suit.
Oh, no. This is a PorterWay Park. No, this
Shawn
is a
Porter.
Shawn Porter suit right here.
Oh.
That.
Oh.
Yeah,
What's the
already
website?
made.
Tell him
What's
the
the website? What's the website?
He doesn't
I mean,
know.
I'm not ready for my pictures right now.
Shawn Porter Suit and Service. We dress you to dress you.
I like it. Sold.
This is your Bundini right here.
Sold. Give me a suit.
I'm getting 3 voices over here, one in my ear. I got all y'all right there. Shawn Porter Suits and Services. We fit you to fit you. You can find us on Instagram at Sean P Suits, and we come to you and we fit you. That being said, we do have cufflinks. These cufflinks are courtesy of Barack Best, great friend of mine, and because. If you ain't learned one thing from John Witherspoon, the one thing you should know is you better coordinate. So, yeah, I decided to coordinate today. Appreciate y'all for being with me.
You have the D.
Go ahead. Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Make some noise. HyperX Arena. It is time for Marco Barrera.
No shift on this one. We're going to keep him right next to Zittel. We'll keep him next to the that's his guy. So.
De Ciudad de Mexico.
How you doing? Thanks for coming. Yeah. And I know you're yep, exactly. There we go. We got it. Marco Antonio Barrera, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for
James
coming
Tony
in.
and Marco Antonio Barrera with us.
No,
My
thanks. Thanks for inviting me.
Go ahead.
I think this man. I don't know if people know how great a fighter this man really was. I know you guys do. But
real quick, let me cut in. Right, so I told Zittel that I was going down to do a show with Mr. Barrera over there, and he said Showtime, SP, you gotta check it out. Watch this fight, watch that fight. I wasn't a true fan, and people should know this about me, of boxing in general. I didn't watch a lot of boxing growing up, but when this guy right here was just raving about that gentleman right there, and then I watched him, I said, oh, he was different. So go ahead, Zittel.
I mean, Marco, you got to like 43-0 or something, and you were the baby-faced assassin. And
Years ago.
yeah, but you were the baby-faced assassin, and he became champion at 122, and he had this fight with the gold medalist from L.A., Kennedy McKinney, former champion, the first fight ever that launched HBO's Boxing After Dark. An amazing fight with Kennedy McKinney. Remember, he was saying, you think you could whoop me in my hometown, and then you punched him.
Yeah, I remember. I remember because I don't speak English. I am learning, but he told me, I don't know what he told me, but when he said, come on, ¿por qué me grita?
He was just like, why is he yelling at me out of nowhere? He's just coming on my face, just yelling at me. I don't understand what he's saying.
That happened to me with Wilder.
Nada más mi mamá y mi esposa, entonces me levanté y le tiré un golpe, cosa que no se ve hacer en el boxeo, pero eso hizo que hiciéramos una gran pelea.
I saw him getting rowdy, so I had to get up and just hit him with that right hand. It's something you should not be doing in a press conference, but it felt like it needed at that time.
And what was amazing about Marco, you talk to him, he's such a gentleman. He's such a nice man. And then he'd have these moments of fire, putting Naseem Hamed's face in the turnbuckle. I even liked when you headbutt Pacquiao. Because it was like, I can't deal with this guy right now. That was the fire inside of you. And I remember Prince Naseem Hamed reaching his glove out to you, and you just kept your hands up like, I'm not going to sucker punch you, but I'm giving you another 3 seconds. Put your damn hands up and let's keep fighting.
Es lo malo que tenemos los mexicanos, somos de sangre muy caliente. Me ha pasado en varias peleas. Prometí ya no ser así, pero ¿para qué prometo si ya me retiré?
That's the thing with those Mexicans, we're hot-blooded, so a little thing's going to get us going. I promised myself I was not going to be like that anymore, but I started doing it more and more fights, so I retire now, so there's nothing I can do.
Anyway, to sum up, to sum up all the praise I want to give Marco, he had about 2 or 3 career transformations. He fought Junior Jones, lost those fights, did better in the rematch, and then started unveiling this amazing jab and just got better as a boxer. He beat some of the greatest fighters, Eric Morales. His win over Prince Naseem Hamed, Crawford just had a masterpiece. That was a masterpiece. And it's one of the top 3 wins in Mexican boxing history. Pacquiao Marquez, Meldrick Taylor, Julio Cesar Chavez, and Marco Antonio Barrera, what he did to Prince Naseem Hamed on pay-per-view. People forget how often he wasn't just in the top 5 pound for pound, how often he was in the top 3 pound for pound throughout his career. So I think you're underrated. I think this is my take, Marco. As great as Julio is and as great as Canelo is, they skip over you, Salvador, Ruben Oliveras, Eric Morales, Salvador Sanchez, Juan Manuel Marquez. They skip over those guys a little too much. You guys are really great.
No, muchísimas gracias. Y efectivamente la pelea con Naseem Hamed, creo que fue lo que sucedió ayer Crawford con Saúl Canelo Álvarez. Fue la sorpresa que nadie esperaba. Y sí, México tiene una mesa redonda muy grande de boxeadores mexicanos y estoy muy contento de permanecer en esa mesa y a que a toda la gente le haya gustado el estilo de Marco Antonio Barrera.
Thank you for your words, and I do think that my victory over Naseem Hamed was in the same accomplishment as this Canelo win. Somebody that didn't think they were going to win, they didn't really have that much chances. I think it's a clear sign of how history can repeat itself. I'm very happy for the crowd to have me here, and it was a great fight last night as well.
I'm gonna say this real quick, and then I want your thoughts on the fight just last night. But y'all know that I'm all about motivation. I'm all about inspiration. I have a young lady coming to the podcast before we get out of here. Not yet, but I told her when she came in here, I said, this is my job. My job is to extend my blessing. If I don't extend my blessing to someone else, then what's the point of me being blessed in the first place? So I know that Shawn has had plenty of opportunities to speak with Marco, but for me to have the opportunity for him to sit next to you for this time, this moment, this is my way of extending my blessings to everyone that I come in contact with. That being said, what did you think about the fight last night? Just give me your thoughts before it started and give me your thoughts after it ended.
Bueno, yo primero no le daba oportunidad a Crawford porque decía son 14 libras las que va a subir. No es fácil pelear con 14 libras. Yo pensé que del 1 al 5 podía ser la pelea o dar la sorpresa, pero me sorprendió por el extraordinario estilo de guardia zurda que Saúl no pudo encontrar en 12 rounds.
Before the fight, I didn't give Crawford a lot of credit, a lot of chance to win because of the weight difference. However, what my initial thought was he's going to do good from the first round to the 5th round, and then he's going to start tiring out. We saw the opposite. He did not stop. He did not stop coming. So I gave Crawford all the props, all the credit, and he proved me wrong.
What did you think of how Canelo performed? Could he have done anything better? And do you feel did he leave anything in the ring?
Yo creo que para Canelo tenía que haber arriesgado más. Si me doy cuenta que no puedo cerrar el estilo zurdo, pues me hubiera arriesgado a aventarme encima de él, a intentar intercambios de golpes, pero la inteligencia que usó Crawford, creo que hoy por hoy se ganó todo mi respeto, bueno, aparte de mi cariño que siempre lo ha tenido, pero boxísticamente llegó a la cumbre de lo que es su carrera.
I think Canelo would have done a little better if he would risk a little bit more, go to the pressure fight in a phone booth as he was getting a little bit of Crawford in those exchanges. I think that that southpaw stance kind of complicated things for Canelo, and if he can't figure it out, then he got to adapt, change, be a little bit more aggressive. That's what I think he would have done a little bit better. But then again, Crawford being an amazing fighter than he is, being so smart and technical. You're asking a little too much to figure it out, Crawford.
As a legend of the sport, obviously you give credit to Crawford last night. Are there any other fighters that you especially enjoy watching nowadays?
Aparte de Crawford, bueno, era Canelo. Las 2 peleas que se aventó B-Ball con Beterbiev. Actualmente el boxeo creo que los promotores están dando boxeo de muchísima calidad. Y en una función, por ejemplo, la de ayer, hubieron 4 peleas buenísimas. Entonces yo creo que ahora sí estamos empezando a disfrutar el boxeo.
I think boxing's in a good place right now. We see a lot of fighters fighting each other, which is something that we were asking for in the past years. So we saw Bivol Bitter BF twice. That's a fight that the crowd has been asking for years. So I think we are watching some amazing fighters right now that it's hard to pinpoint one as we're getting them all.
I know you like a new way. I know you like a new way. Won today. A new way won today.
Yeah.
Sí, Noé también sí.
How do you feel about Canelo not having fought Benavidez at 68, a fight we'll likely never see now? I'm not even gonna set you up with this direct question. I just like to know how you feel about that decision.
Te voy a decir como aficionado. Como aficionado, sí me hubiera gustado ver esa pelea. Yo creo que Benavidez tiene ese estilo de ataque que nos gustaría ver a Canelo Álvarez a tú por tú. Ojalá que todavía nos la regalen. Y si no, yo creo que nos va a quedar a deber a los aficionados ese tipo de peleas porque pues estamos acostumbrados a ver guerras arriba del ring en México.
I'm going to tell you, as a fan, I would have loved to watch that fight. I think both styles would have clashed very nicely and would have seen an amazing fight. I don't think that fight is going to happen anymore, but if I'm speaking as a fan, I would love to still see it.
Does that detract from Canelo's legacy? Because just literally deciding, I'm not going to take that challenge.
No le quita el legado porque realmente lo que él hizo en esa división, welter, super medio, ningún mexicano lo vamos a hacer, somos chiquitos. Entonces, él ya está en un lugar de la historia, pero en el boxeo te debes al público y si nosotros los aficionados la pedíamos, nos la debería de regalar, yo creo.
Not really. I mean, if you see his accomplishment, he's done what no other Mexican has done, and I don't think another Mexican is going to come close to doing it soon. You know, look at us; we're small guys. So I don't think it affects his legacy at all. However, as a fan, asking for that fight, it's something that I would love to see, love to keep asking for, because as a fan watching him not take the fights that the public wants, it does affect him a little bit. In accomplishment-wise, I don't think so.
And the last one from me. Where Canelo is now is kind of undefined. He's got no world titles. He's not obviously going to fight Benavidez. I don't know if a rematch is in the offing. What would you like to see him do? Or if you had an opportunity to advise him right now, what direction would you advise him to go in?
Bueno, yo lo primero que haría era decir, me voy a olvidar de lo que ha dicho Benavidez, le voy a demostrar arriba del ring. Me gustaría ver esa pelea y decirle que pues nos la regale a todos los fans. Ojalá que en un futuro no muy largo nos la pueda regalar Saúl Canelo Álvarez, porque es un gran peleador, claro.
If I was him, I would go down with the Benavidez way. I would come back in a great style, proving the public that I'm going to be the monster people have been asking for years. That's what I would do if I was Canelo.
Why do you think you've been so neutral about all this? So I'm sorry to get you in it, but Terrible and Dinamita and Canelo, they don't like each other. There's a tension. Why do you think that is? What's the tension there between these Mexican greats?
No sé, de repente los mexicanos somos un poco difíciles, somos complicados, pero sí efectivamente no hay esa relación. Yo hablé con Juan Manuel Márquez, yo pensé también lo mismo, que no éramos amigos, hasta que él me dijo que él me había llamado cuando peleé con el Terrible Morales, que yo había sido el que no había seguido la amistad. Entonces, somos complicados los mexicanos, pero vamos a empezar a aceptarnos entre nosotros.
I don't know why we don't like each other. You know, boxers are stubborn, especially Mexican fighters are even more stubborn. So it's an unspoken thing that nobody really knows about. There was this instance with Juan Manuel Marquez where he told me that we saw each other at the lobby and we didn't make eye contact. We avoided each other. I don't remember that at all. So it's a lot of he say, they say. There's a lot of people around it. I think that's more that affects more the relationship than the fighters itself.
Would you like to see them all embrace each other because they're all a part of this great boxing history and lineage?
Me encantaría que todos nos lleváramos bien. De hecho, yo tengo muchos buenos amigos sin agraviar y todos son o estadounidenses, filipinos. Hablando de, perdón, voy a hacer una pequeña pausa. Me gustaría ver si nos podemos poner de pie y darle un aplauso a Hatton, que murió en la madrugada.
Before I answer that question, I would love to just have a little standing silence for Hatton, which we got the news this morning. So if that's okay,
my
we'll
next
just
question.
stand for a second, get a little silence for him.
Marco, thank you for joining the PorterWay Podcast, sir.
Could I add one more thing about Ricky with him?
Go for it.
Marco was Ricky's favorite fighter. You were his favorite fighter. You guys even had an exhibition together.
We are friends. We stay many years together. He come in my fights. The last time I stayed with him in Canastota, New York, he called me. Please, you need to come in because what I go to do? I stay 5 days in New York with him. It's for that. Was my good friend.
God bless him, huh? Rest in peace.
Last one before you let him go, and also before we take a break. But Junior, I'm not gonna act like you're not right there. We heard your dad's voice all day. I know you enjoy traveling with your dad, everything that you guys do together. Tell everybody your thoughts on the fight last night, and then tell everybody where they can find the podcast that you guys do together.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sean, for having us. I thought it was there we go. There we go. Hey. You became an overnight celebrity on Twitter. It's so fun to see. I mean, we saw. I think we saw something historic. Truly, I think Crawford just made history in ways that we never thought possible to witness in this lifetime, at least in my opinion. It was an incredible accomplishment. All props to Canelo. He went in there, tried his best. You just can't figure out someone that just refused to be figured out. It's completely historic what I saw. I was completely amazed by both sides. I thought it was a great effort, and yeah, it was a great fight, and I would love to see where both of them go. Even if they retired, I think rightfully.
Yeah. And then tell everybody where they can find the podcast.
Yeah, so we have a podcast. My father has a podcast. It's called Un Round Más, One More Round. It's on YouTube. Yeah, you can find us on all social media as well by the same name, Un Round Más.
Listen, y'all, we're going to take one more break. We got, I think, 4 people up there. We're going to roll them on this podcast as fairly quickly as possible, and then we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys for joining the PorterWay Podcast today. Everybody watching on the stream. Ain't nobody send no super chat.
I have like a...
Oh, why you ain't say nothing?
He pocketed it. So I have a trivia question, but I think it might be...
Oh, we got some trivia,
But it might be slightly too easy, but I just don't have... We'll go to Zittel if we need to. All right.
After the break?
After the break.
All right, after the break, we got some trivia. We'll be back. This is the PorterWay.
That was
Brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they got. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Yeah. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Holla, why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bets. Cause we know where we at, we know we top tier. Cause all the hate that you bring, we know it stops here. I'm taking off like a rocketeer and stopping here. It's strange how they cannot see the future, but see profit here. Wait up, we gon' always win. Promise that that's not a promise, yeah, that is a threat. You know that I promise to bring the team commas. When the that is a threat, you know that I promise to bring the team commas. When the whole team win, that's when you flex. Win, and I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they got. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Yeah.
No, I ain't taking no punches today.
I tried it yesterday. I know who's coming in.
But he better hurry up, though. Nobody today. Don't nobody want to get hit.
Ant. Let's see the Antt power. No, Raheem. Kenny Porter said Raheem hits like a pro. So.
Let's do it. Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. Donnell Harper. We're going to do this real quick, y'all, but let me tell you real quick. Yes, sir, no problem. Gentleman here from Colorado Springs. I started going to Colorado Springs when I was 16 years old, and there was a barbershop inside the mall, and somehow a lot of us, including Terence, wandered into the mall. Gary Russell, I mean, the list literally goes on. This gentleman right here has seen probably a good 4 or 5 quads come through the Olympic Committee, through Colorado Springs. And let's sit down real quick. He has some technology here put into the pads that he's really trying to get boxing to the next level from a standpoint of technology. Can you talk to everybody what you got? We got the accuracy shield here, and you also have an accuracy ball. Go ahead.
Right. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank you, Sean, for even embracing me.
No
with
problem.
This. And I met him, the other Sean, like 5 years ago at a different gym. But what we did is I boxed, Muay Thai, kickbox, MMA, and the whole nine. My last fight was an MMA fight. And to work with fighters is kind of a headache based on the fact that if you tell them your jab sucks, they're going to tell you it doesn't. So it's about power and technique. So what we did is I came up with an idea as far as being able to track it and build a portfolio on a person to say, okay, your jab sucks. Well, no, it doesn't. Here's your numbers. So
that happened to me yesterday.
But yeah, it was just a way to be able to track your power, direction, and how many times you hit it, so that if you start at camp or if you end a camp, you can see exactly where you're at, or to compare yourself with other pro fighters or even amateurs. We work with the Parkinson's Association of the Rockies for 2.5 years, working with people with Parkinson's. Ron Hawthorne is an 18-time national judo champion, and he's visually impaired, and he was on the same level as regular visual people, you know what I mean? So it was just it turned out to be a great idea, you know. A lot of people have embraced it.
Who's some of the fighters you've had hit this thing?
We've had Michaela Myers hit it, Amir Khan, Steven Nelson, Maurice Hooker. I mean, the name just goes on.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of pros hit it, and they love it. You know, the biggest problem was getting their production.
Sure.
But we have everything taken care of now, so if they ever want to get it, you know, we're here, accuracyball@gmail.com, or you can hit me directly at dbranch@accuracyball.com. We actually made it really simple to use based on the fact that I got hit several times in my head, so the memory's not where it used to be. But we made it fighter friendly, basically.
Sure.
You know,
and that was the biggest question that I had before I count. Now I'm an official partner with this man pushing out this product now. That being said, my question was, how simple is it when people order this? Can they pull it out of the box and just start using it, or is this something that we got to go to their house and deal with them with it for a number of months? And you said we made this thing very simple.
Very simple. You go into the basically you just go into the app. We go in the app and we hit begin, which means we're beginning the journey of health. You don't necessarily have to be a boxer, but one of the best workouts that we've found is boxing. So what you do is you basically go into the app, you hit begin, you hit anew as far as you register who the person is, put your name, your email, so you can email your own results to yourself. You go 0, which is infinity, where you can stop it whenever you get ready to stop it, or to go up to 10-minute rounds, 1 through 10. You hit begin, you see accuracy ball, hit that, and it counts it down.
Yeah. That being said, again, where can everybody start following you and get a hold of these things when they're ready for them?
You can go to accuracyball.com, or like I say, hit me directly. You know, there's accuracyball@gmail.com, as well as dbranch@accuracyball.com.
And I was just about to say, I'm sorry I butchered your name. This is Donnell Branch, everybody, not Donnell Harper. But thank you for joining the PorterWay Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
You guys look out for the accuracy ball
definitely.
and accuracy shield. We're gonna be getting that out
Yes.
and improving how these guys deliver them punches.
Well, we're gonna take the guesswork out.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Thanks again.
Donnell.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. We're gonna exit this gentleman. Like I said, we got 2 more for you guys.
I just hold on to this.
If you want to. If you want to.
All right, I see y'all.
Let's bring to the PorterWay Podcast. We got the Raiders tailgate coming to Las Vegas here in a matter of weeks, and coming to talk about it right here on the PorterWay Podcast is Tevi Harper. Come on down, sir. Welcome. How you doing, sir? Nice to see you. So I've had a few conversations with this gentleman, never met him face to face until now. Let's go on and have a seat real quick. Something exciting coming to the Raiders life out here for the Raiders. Come tell everybody about the tailgating that you guys are going to be doing.
Yeah, so we're working on something that fits with the Vegas mentality of let's get out, let's support our local teams, but let's do it offside of the Strip. So we have a great partner with Boyd at the Gold Coast.
Nice.
And we're going to make a fan experience where we got a combination of a cooking challenge show where we have a hometown chef versus an away team chef, and they're going to compete head-to-head for who makes this best dish, and then every home game is going to be something special, something unique each time. And then there's going to be multiple activations, family-friendly. Oh, my bad. And then it'll be family-friendly, and we're going to fit in your podcast to where we can do that, and it's going to be a good time.
So this is news to you, Antt. This is news to you, Carson. I would love for you to come hang out with us, Zittel as well. Zittel might be busy working the Raiders game itself, but we're going to be down doing some tailgating with the PorterWay Podcast live at the tailgate experience.
That's right.
And I'm certainly looking forward to it. We're going to get some festivities out there so we can do some meet and greets, some challenges and things like that. Maybe we'll, challenge Antt to some push-ups and stuff like that. We're going to have a great time.
Oh, yeah.
And when can everybody expect us to start jumping off down there?
Okay, so our first tailgate is going to be on the 28th against the Bears. We're going to start by doing some watch parties at the Gold Coast.
Nice.
At the Red Zone. And then we're going to have a special announcements going on at that event. That's going to be on Monday. Mm-hmm. And then there's going to be another watch party the following Sunday to build up. So we're going to be giving away tickets. We're going to be giving away Raiders gear. There's going to be meet and greets. We're going to be filming this show. It's called the Tailgate Battle Bites. And nice. We're going to be streaming that on YouTube. We're going to be preparing for other streaming platforms. And then, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
So Las Vegas Raiders fans, football fans such as myself, PorterWay Podcast fans, you guys can come check this out. It's going to be a great time. Like I said before, Raiders haven't really figured out a tailgating situation yet.
Right.
And I think that you guys have jumped in right on time.
That's right.
Thank you for joining the PorterWay Podcast. The Browns play the Raiders, I believe, in November.
Yes.
So we're definitely slated to.
You got a chef for me?
Listen. So until then, okay. I'm all for you guys, with you guys, whatever you need me to do.
Until then.
But the week that the Browns come, I'm looking for a chef right now from Cleveland. Larry Drummond, help me out, big dog. And we're going to find a Cleveland chef that's going to come out here and put on for us.
Okay. What's going to be the dish?
Great question. What we got back home?
Chili?
No. What you think? What you think, Carson?
I was thinking like a po' boy, maybe.
I was thinking a po' boy.
Oh. I think of.
Yeah, that's
also
what I was thinking.
Michael Simon. I mean.
Oh boy, Louisiana. You ain't doing no damn po' boy.
Cincinnati chili.
He been out the city a minute.
Okay.
Tevi, thank you for joining the PorterWay Podcast.
Teddy, give him a Raiders.
We'll be seeing you soon, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And sorry to keep you waiting on this. All right. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, one more, y'all. I'm sorry, Hafey. It kind of is what it is. bring it to the PorterWay Podcast. Come on down here, TT. This is our last guest. And as you guys know, like I said before, I'm all about the inspiration. So I told her she's gonna be the last guest, and she'll be my motivational. She'll be a part of my motivational message. This here is Christina Evans. I met her just yesterday at the Box Fan Expo, and someone who certainly isn't shy walked up to me, said, "This is for you," and she's all about the recovery. So let's sit down real quick. She's all about the recovery, and she had the bag ready for me. First of all, I'm elated that you even thought to give me something, and I obviously there's a level of respect there, and I appreciate that. But tell everybody what you got going on.
Okay, my name is Christina Evans. I am owner of Shy City Alkalinity. I created this company because for some reason I love to be of service to my people. And in the neighborhood on the south side of Chicago that I live in, I frequent the bars. So I initially began trying to make sure people drink a lot of water. Not just any water, alkaline water from a Kangen ionizer. So I am a distributor for enagic.com to make sure everyone's hydrated, and also having living water, which is above spring water. That I have demonstrations on my Instagram page so you can see what I mean. Then I found out I had arthritis. Now, I'm 45 years old right now, but at the time, I was like 39. And I'm like, I'm too young to have arthritis, but I knew it was because of my diet. So instead of resorting to doctors who want us to take pills and medicine and pharmaceuticals because they want to make commission, not truly into the business of healing anyone, I went back to the good old days when our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers or aunts and whoever else that didn't even like doctors used to heal us. It's always the feminine quality. So I wanted to bring that back. And at the time it was COVID, so everyone's in the house. I have an idle mind, and I'm just like, everyone's just infusing marijuana in everything to make it work and making sure it's potent. Maybe I can do the same thing with herbs to activate them so they can work, actually. So my products do not have THC or CBD, no preservatives, and no chemicals. I instantly started thinking of athletes. So I started stalking DMs. Like, let me get this osteo-ease to you. I got some to Coach Chet. He said it worked for him. He told me last night because I had invested in a floor seat to try to get my card and products to the athletes. And also, I went to the Box Fan Expo. Yep. And this is where I met Shawn Porter and all the other legends. James Toney also endorsed me. He made a video for me. We collaborated on Instagram, and from that I started putting that in other boxers' DMs. So then, just like in Chicago, I hate to say this, but we used to have the open air drug markets in the 90s. On the west and south sides, they'd be like, Rocks, Blows, Weed, Park, just advertising. But what the dope men used to do was give samples. So in my business, I give samples and products to the people I know will spread the word, like this young man right here.
Of course.
So instead of coming to get an autograph or a picture or something from them, I come bearing gifts. So I said, I have something for you. If you have any pain, and if I feel like I healed you or helped you with any pain, I feel good. Mm-hmm. I don't even need the money at that point. Yeah. I mean, in the long run, you want to get paid for the hard work, but it feels good. So I gave some to 3 people in the room. I don't know if they're here right now, but Stitch, I put some on his knee. Does it work for you, Stitch? And the 2 other ladies that were here, I don't know if you're here, but say something? No? Okay. No, it was other 2 ladies with the Boxing Hall of Fame guy. Anyway, how you ladies feeling? Good. Yeah. So I just want to spread the word that my product works.
Yeah, there it is. Christina Evans, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on www.shycityalkalinity.com and also on Instagram under shycityalkalinity_ads, ADS.
Long show, y'all. Long show. Thank you for joining the PorterWay Podcast. I'm happy to meet you. Good luck with everything. I'll be in touch with you.
Thank you.
I'm going to say this one thing about Terence in closing, and then Antt got a motivational message, and then hopefully I got something on the end of that. But this is what I'm going to say. I think it's going to lead right into what you got. Y'all witnessed greatness last night.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you what you missed. A boxer's job is to conquer their opponent. I think you guys already know that. I think you guys already know if that opponent gets knocked out, we conquer them. If that opponent is bleeding and there's different ways and variations of conquering your opponent. But last night, I thought, Zittel, how did you have this fight score? I had 10-2.
Same, 10-2 or 9-3.
9-3.
9-3.
Firm.
Everybody's looking at a 10-2, a 9-3, a 8-4 in this fight at best.
8-4 is not crazy.
8-4 at best. And you're thinking that this could have been one-sided or that Terence really handled this or whatever the case may be. And I said, everybody missed it. You guys saw moments where Terence is smiling at Canelo, and Canelo smiles back. And I told somebody, I said, y'all think that he had him, that he was in his head at that point. I said, no, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. That smile back was just a smile of confirmation that this is a damn good fight. And we both in here doing this. I've been there before. I know what I'm seeing. The moment in the 11th round, I think it was, when Canelo started swinging and missing, and he started to do these little gestures, and he walked off at one point, and even my wife was like, what is he doing? That was the moment of greatness. There's a moment that everybody sees where an opponent can't get the best of the other guy. That's not the greatness. The greatness is when you get that opponent to acknowledge that he's conquered. That's the moment of greatness. Yes, Crawford fought great that entire fight, but once he got Canelo to acknowledge that he was conquered, that was truly when he reached that moment of greatness. Go ahead, Antt.
Me and Sean went and watched Crawford train, about a month ago?
Yeah.
And I'm telling somebody, I'm not even talking to Crawford. I'm like, I still can't believe Sean beat Usyk in the amateurs. And I hear somebody say, why? I'm just like, I'm still talking to the dude. Why? And I see a face come, why? And it's Crawford. I'm like, cuz, that's crazy. Sean beat Usyk. He's like, first part of doing anything is believing in yourself. If you don't believe, nobody believes. And he kind of walked off. And I was like, oh, he definitely think he's going to beat Canelo. If no one believes that he's going to beat Canelo, he does. So I took that as like, don't let anyone else in the world, because everybody's picking bigger man, this and that, everything. A lot of people thought he would just get washed. I had people telling me he won't make it 5. I'm like, damn. Yep. So I just realized, don't allow somebody to put their limitations on you. I was always told by my grandmother, dream big. So that was one of the things. Just because you say you can't do it don't mean I can do it. I can't do it. That's your problem. Ain't my problem. Right. So I always be like, you can do anything in life. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. So I'm saying go after no limitations.
There it is, and that.
They clap for Antt's motivation, but yours, not so much.
Can I interject one thing? Because this is the theme of the show, what he just said. We just saw, from the fields to the garden. We've got everybody up here in their own right has strived for excellence, sure, done their best with what they had to get the most out of life, and are still doing so. I know that we woke up this morning to the terrible news of losing Ricky Hatton, but we went to bed last night on the 29th anniversary of losing Tupac Shakur in this city on a fight night. A very young man. People don't realize how young he was and how many phases of life he went through before he met the end of it.
Raheem, you knew Tupac personally, didn't you?
I did, in fact, know Tupac personally. I sat next to James Toney here where my boxing career started. But I started in production as a teenager doing music videos, writing treatments. The first music video treatment that I wrote on the set that I worked on was How Do You Want It? And I gotta tell you that being back in this city on that night, on a fight night, and nobody really thinking about that. And it feels like a downer, but what it was to me is like we're all carrying on that tradition. This is a city of excellence. This is a time where, you know what? I don't know of any violence that happened on last night's fight night. And it used to be kind of regular on Mike Tyson fights. He wasn't always a famous person, but there was going to be scrapping. Somebody was going to get being shot in the streets, or at least you're going to hear gunshots ring out. Fight nights used to be crazy in Vegas. And the sport has come so far. The culture has come so far. And we who were so young at that time have come so far in our lives as men and women. I just want to acknowledge that great, that giant, the evolution of life, and that we all stand here representing what can be.
There it is.
Should I do my trivia question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I feel like you
We don't
promised
have
the
time,
trivia
but go
questions
ahead.
Quick.
Yeah.
So Terence Crawford became the second boxer to become undisputed in 3 divisions. Who's the other one?
Clarissa Shields.
That's for them, dumbass. Come on,
Bad.
man. Well, you do a trivia question now. Think of an easy trivia.
That is perfect.
I was like,
That
please
is perfect.
answer that.
That is perfect.
All right, you think of a
Listen,
trivia question.
there's WBC stuff over there. Come hang out. We're gonna be here a little while longer. Thank you for joining the PorterWay Podcast today. Listen, I've been saying for a very long time, this podcast has been going now. We're ending year 5 of the PorterWay Podcast, coming into year 6, and I've been saying since we started, it's bigger and better. We went from my bedroom to a nice facility to nicer facility, and now we're here at the HyperX Arena. I think this all started with a dream, and in closing, keep dreaming, y'all, and when you wake up, live what you just dreamed. This is the PorterWay.
Give it up for Shawn Porter and the PorterWay. Incredible show.
Shawn Porter and all of his guests right here on the PorterWay Podcast.